Welcome to the studio of Simplified EGD, your go-to learning space for mastering engineering graphics and design.
Welcome to the studio of Simplified EGD. Today we are going to learn about projection of points. Projection of points. So for the projection of point, it is required to go through some basic. As we know, there are three types of axes. Three axes are there: X, Y, Z. And in normal life, we are going to use two axes, X, Y. And the plane in which we are going to draw is called as XY plane. So first of all, we will consider two axes, that is X axis and Y axis. So we will mark X dash and Y dash. Now considering two planes are passing perpendicular to this plane, to this page, perpendicular to this page. So I will draw two pages, two planes. You can see that this plane is horizontal. So this plane is called HP, that is horizontal plane. And another plane is we are going to draw in vertical form, that is perpendicular to this XY plane as well as passing through the Y axis. So it is vertical, so we will call it as a vertical plane. Vertical plane. Okay, both planes are perpendicular to each other as well as it is intersecting in a line. The intersection of HP and VP is a line. That line is called as XY line. Okay, so this XY line is on both plane, on HP as well as on VP. Now for the projection of points, the location of point will be given in any of these quadrants. As you know, this one is your first quadrant, this is your second quadrant, this is third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Your point might be placed in first, second, third or fourth. If it is your point is here, it is called as above HP and in front of VP. There are four terms that we are going to consider. For HP, there is a above and below word. Above and below. When the point is given with reference to horizontal plane, then these two words will be used. And in front of and behind. In front of and behind. These words will be used for vertical plane. When the point is given with reference to your vertical plane, the in front of and behind word will be used. Now consider your point A is here. Means what we are going to say, point A is above HP and in front of VP. Why in front of? We will consider always on the right side of the system. Observer will be always on the right side of the system. Okay, तो यहाँ से हम देखेंगे, when we see from this side, okay, we will see that A point is above HP and in front of VP. Suppose point B is here in second quadrant, so we will say point B is above HP and behind VP. Suppose your C point is here in third quadrant, we will say we are here looking from this side. Okay, we will say point C is below HP and behind VP. Suppose our D point is here, so we can say below HP and in front of VP. Suppose your point E is here, so we can say point E is on both planes, horizontal plane and vertical plane, or maybe we can say point E is on XY line. That means it is on both plane. Suppose your point F is here on HP. When we see from this side, from the right hand side, we are standing here. So when we see from this side, we will see our F point is on HP and it is in front of VP. VP वाले प्लेन से आगे है, ठीक है. So we can say on HP and in front of VP. Suppose our point G is here. So we can say on HP and behind VP. Okay. Suppose H point is here. So we can say above HP and on VP. I point is here. So we can say it is below HP and on VP. Okay. So by this we can locate our points. Now as an example number 1, suppose it is given that draw projection of point A which is 30 mm above HP and 20 mm in front of VP. Okay, so what is the location of point A is given. This is our XY line, horizontal plane, vertical plane. We can see point A is 30 mm above HP, means HP से ऊपर है 30 mm and in front of 20 mm means here. Point A location, this distance is 30 mm above and this distance is 20 mm in front of. Now we are here. When we see from this side, we will see point A is 30 mm above HP, but we will draw it. When we see from here, we will consider our plane as a paper. So we will plot these points projection over here at a distance of 30 mm height from XY line. Okay, so first of all plot XY line. Okay, then from one reference point we can take 30 mm above, 30 mm above, somewhere here mark point A dash for front view. Okay, when we see from the top, we will see point is 20 mm in front of. We will plot on our paper, means our plane, on horizontal plane. Okay, on horizontal plane here 20 mm from this side. So as per standard, we will rotate this horizontal plane 90 degree like this. So this 20 mm point will be come below the XY line. So in the same reference plane, in the same reference line, 20 mm below is our point A. Now give the dimensions. This is 30 mm, this is 20 mm. Now there is a question that why here A dash and why here A. So we are considering types of planes. Okay, there are mainly two types of planes. First one is primary planes and another is secondary planes. In primary planes there are three types of planes. Horizontal plane, this is our horizontal plane, then vertical plane, and another one is profile plane. Okay, means how does this profile plane will be looked? So we can draw it like this. This is our horizontal plane, this is vertical plane, this is XY line. from this side point we can draw perpendicular plane to both HP and VP, as well as from this points, backside points, we can draw another plane. Both planes are perpendicular to horizontal and vertical plane. We can consider this is our floor on which we are walking. This is our front wall, and these two are side walls. Okay, so this is our horizontal plane, this is our vertical plane, and these both are our profile plane 1 and profile plane. Okay, now secondary planes, there are two types of secondary planes. One is auxiliary incline, another one is inclined plane. Okay, in auxiliary inclined plane, the plane is making 90 degree with one plane and theta angle with remaining two planes. एक प्लेन के साथ परपेंडिकुलर होगा और बाकी के दो प्लेन के साथ थीटा एंगल बनाएगा. एन इंक्लाइन प्लेन मेकिंग थीटा एंगल with all these three planes. Okay, auxiliary plane might be like this. Okay, that make theta angle with HP and VP, theta 1, theta 2, and that is perpendicular, making 90 degree with this side walls. Okay, now inclined plane, we can consider it like this, that make theta, theta and theta angle. Okay, theta 1, theta 2, theta 3 with all this plane, that never make perpendicular angle 90 degree angle with any plane. Okay, now here horizontal plane is our first plane, so we will give numbering like A, B, C, etc, etc. Then after vertical plane, so we will give numbering like A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, etc. And for profile plane, we will give numbering like A double dash, B double dash, C double dash, D double dash. Okay, every time different numberings we are going to follow. So when we see from the front, okay, so suppose there are two planes, HP, VP, XY line. Let's say P point is here. When we look from the front side, okay, we are here. When we see from this side, we are going to plot the front view, its projection over here on VP. VP is our second plane. Okay, so every numbering will be like dash. So here front view will be in dash form. When you see from the top, its projection will be here. Okay, it is on HP, that is our first plane. So for first plane we have considered the numbering like A, B, C. So here it will be P point. Okay, so for front view, all the front views, whether it is your point or object is here, here, here or here, your front view will be on VP. So all the numbering will be like A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash. Okay, when any point or any object over here, their top view will be plotted always on horizontal plane. Your top view will be on horizontal plane. So all the numbering for the top view will be A, B, C, D, etc. Okay, this is the methodology for giving numbering in projections method. Now let's see some problem of projection of points. Multiple points will be given to indicate their projections. So all the projection we are going to mention on a single XY line. XY line, we are going to plot point A here, point B, point C, D, E, F, G, and we will extend the XY line for H point. Okay, let's mark here H. Okay, now first point A is 25 mm above HP. Means we can see we have two planes. This is our XY line, HP and VP. Point A is 25 mm above HP and 30 mm behind VP. Observer will always see from this side. Observer will always see from this side. So point A is 25 mm above HP and 30 mm behind VP, means your point A is somewhere here. So when we see from this side, we will see the point 25 mm above HP and going to plot on VP. So VP will have numbering A dash, okay, because it is second plane. So we have to plot 25 mm, 25 mm, 5 mm and 10 mm. This will be our A dash point. Then 30 mm behind VP. This distance will be 30 mm. When we see from the top, we will see 30 mm here. We will rotate this horizontal plane 90 degrees. So we will plot 30 mm here. That 30 mm will rotate and go above the XY line. So in the same line, we have to mention at the 30 mm distance 25 and this is 30. Let's give numbering point A. You can give the measurement. (25) and 30. Okay. Next, the point B is 30 mm below HP. Vertical plane, horizontal plane, XY line. Point B is 30 mm below HP and 20 mm in front of VP. Okay, so our B point is here. When we will see, we will draw front view at a distance of 30 mm below. So point B is 30 mm below. From the front, it is on VP. So B dash point. Then 20 mm in front of VP. 20 mm in front of. When we will see from the top, 20 mm in front of, projection will be on HP. We will rotate this horizontal plane 90 degree clockwise. So this projection will be below XY line at a 20 mm distance. So 20 mm here, point B. Give the dimensions. Here 20 mm, 30 mm. Next is point C is 22 mm below HP. 22 mm below HP. Sorry, point C is 22 mm above HP. So above HP and 26 mm in front of VP. So our C point is in first quadrant. When we will see from the front, C point will be 22 mm above HP. So we will mark C point 22 mm above HP. It is a front view. So C dash. Then 26 mm in front of. 26 mm in front of. We will see from the top, project on HP at a 26 mm distance, rotate 90 degree in clockwise direction. So 26 will be below XY line. So from here 26 mm point C. Give the dimensions. This is 22 mm. This is 26 mm. Point D is 32 mm behind VP. Behind VP. XY line, HP, VP. We are here. Point D is 32 mm behind VP, 32 mm behind and 30 mm below HP. Means our point D is here. When we will see from the front, below we will see 30 mm. Okay. For point D, 30 mm below, it is plot on vertical plane, so D dash, and 32 mm behind VP. When we will see from the top, we will see 32 mm behind. We will plot the projection. When see from the top, projection will be here at a 32 mm. We will rotate horizontal plane in clockwise direction, so this point will rotate and comes above XY line. So 32 mm, 32 mm behind VP means above XY line. Give the projections. mm below and 32 mm behind. Point E is on XY line, means this is our XY line. Point E is here. So when we will see from the front, it is on XY line. When we will see from the top, it is again on XY line. So point E as well as E dash both will be here. Okay. Next is point F. Point F is on VP. This is horizontal plane, vertical plane, XY line. Point F is on VP, means on vertical plane somewhere here, maybe 25 mm above HP, means here. Point F. When we see from the front, we can see 25 mm above XY line. Okay, so point F, 25 mm above, it is sketched on VP, so point name will be F dash. For top view, when we will see from the top, point will be looked, we can see it on XY line because it is on VP, so it should be plotted on XY line. So on the same line, the F point can be plotted. For point G point is on HP somewhere here and 20 mm in front of VP, means 20 mm from here. This distance is 20 mm. So when we will see from the front, point G will be on XY line. We can see that it is on XY line. So G point front view, so dash, G dash is here. When we see from the top, we will plot this point on HP at a distance of 20 mm in front of. When we will rotate horizontal plane in 90° clockwise, G point will be comes below the XY line. So we will plot 20 mm point G. Give the dimensions. For F point, what was the measurement? 25 mm. And for G point, it is 20 mm. Point H is on both plane. On both plane, we have XY line only on both plane. So our point H is also on both plane, means on XY line. So when we will see from the front, H point is on XY line, as well as when we will see from the top, H point is on XY line. So H as well as H dash point, both point will be on XY line. So by this method you can plot projection of points. still you have an issue in understanding the projections and numbering process in projection of points, there is a cheat code which you can follow during your examination. If it is given that above and behind word, then you should mention that point above the XY line. If it is given above and behind, you have to draw above XY line. If it is given below and in front of, then you have to draw below the XY line. If it is given on plane or on XY line, then you have to mention that point on XY line. And for the numbering, if it is above and below the horizontal plane, means we are going to plot that point on vertical plane. So above and below we will use numbering A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, etc. If it is given in front of or the behind VP, in front of VP or behind VP, like that, on that time we will plot that point on horizontal plane. So all the numbering when it is given in front of and behind word, we will mark as A, B, C, D.